Strap your belt on, kid. We're going in.
How many of us remember the first ever feature film to be created based on a video game? Super Mario Bros. It won't be a surprise if many of us don't, and for those that do, you have probably pushed it into a dark corner of your mind. Why, you might ask? Well, the film was a critical and commercial flop, and was absolutely hated by fans, and for good reason. In fact, one of the most notorious and catastrophic behind-the-scenes productions in movie history occurred with the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Film. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. The film had 9 separate writers before shooting even started. The production went over price and schedule, and everyone involved was frequently at odds with each other. It was a disaster, and fans were extremely disappointed with what happened to their favorite character. However, this video will explore the cast members of the 1993 Mario Bros. Movie, what they did following the movie, and where they are now. So, keep watching. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Bob Hoskins, who played the role of Mario. Robert William Hoskins was born all the way back in 1942 and brought up in London. He was also dyslexic, and that made people around him, especially in his school days, think that he was stupid. But as we know today, that was definitely not the case, and he was destined for other great things. With only one O-level, he dropped out of school at the age of 15, and he then worked as a porter, truck driver, plumber, and window cleaner. He started a 3-year course in accounting but never finished it, and then worked for 2 years caring for a Bedouin tribe's camels in Syria, after spending 6 months on an Israeli kibbutz. Basically, he did very many things before finally stumbling into the world of acting. In a 1968 production of Romeo and Juliet at the Victoria Theatre in Stoke-on-Trent, Hoskins made his acting debut playing the minor role of Peter, a servant. A year later, as Hoskins waited in the bar of the Unity Theatre in London for his friend, the actor Roger Frost, he was given a screenplay and asked to audition for a play. Bob was chosen to be Frost's understudy after his successful audition. Hoskins was a natural, according to Frost, who recalled that he just got up on stage and was brilliant. This kickstarted his theater career, and he ended up sharing the stage with popular names like Helen Mirren and Patrick Stewart. From theater, he transitioned into television. His first significant television appearance was in Barbara Durkow's educational drama series On the Move, which sought to combat adult illiteracy. In 1978's Pennies from Heaven, a 6-part drama by Dennis Potter, in which he played adulterous sheet music merchant Arthur Parker, he had his TV breakthrough. The natural succession to becoming an acclaimed television actor is often a film career, and that is exactly what was in store for Bob Hoskins. He started acting in films and received much acclaim from critics for British films like The Long Good Friday, which was released in 1980, and Mona Lisa, which was released in 1986, the latter of which earned him a Cannes Award, a Best Actor Golden Globe, a BAFTA Award, and an Academy Award nomination. That's one hell of a movie career. Coming to the Super Mario movie, Bob played the role of Mario, making him one of the most important characters on set. His character Mario's story was quite straightforward. He and his brother Luigi were plumbers. That is, before they were suddenly thrown into a world of portals, dimensions, and dinosaurs thanks to Daisy. His job was to rescue Daisy along with his brother and defeat the evil King Koopa from the evil dimension. The movie's plot, as we can already tell, was not great, and neither was the production. In fact, Bob admitted to regretting playing Mario in Super Mario Bros. In an interview with The Guardian in 2007. He described the movie as the worst thing he ever did, and expressed intense displeasure with it. He was hurt multiple times while filming, spent the majority of the time getting wasted with co-star John Leguizamo to pass the time, and was unaware that the film was based on a computer game until his son told him about it afterwards. Talk about an absolute train wreck of a film. However, he still continued acting after Super Mario Bros. Came out in the year 1993, although his career definitely slowed down afterwards. After acting in some music videos, he made a comeback to television in 2009 for Jimmy McGovern's drama series The Street, in which he played a publican who stood up to a neighborhood mobster. For this performance, he won his one and only Emmy for Best Actor at the 2010 International Emmys. Unfortunately, shortly after this, Hoskins announced his retirement from acting on August 8, 2012, after receiving a Parkinson's disease diagnosis in 2011. He passed away at age 71 from pneumonia on April 29, 2014, in a hospital in London. At his funeral, actors Stephen Fry, Samuel L. Jackson, and Helen Mirren played tribute. Thus, Bob Hoskins holds a spectacular legacy as a theater, television, and film actor. A testament to his skill and versatility is that his career is probably only stained by his role as Mario in Super Mario Bros. John Leguizamo, who played Luigi. John Leguizamo was born in Bogota, Colombia in 1960, and he, along with his family, immigrated to New York when he was just a child. He grew up in various New York neighborhoods like Queens and has spoken about his experiences growing up Latino in New York during that time. Fights and scuffles were everyday occurrences for him, but he has said that they turned him into the man he is today. Leguizamo went to Murray Bergtraum High School after attending Joseph Pulitzer Middle School. He wrote comedy while being a student at Murray Bergtraum and tested it on his peers, marking the beginnings of an actor in the making. He then started his theater career as a student at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts after finishing high school, but he finally dropped out to pursue a career in stand-up comedy. Following his time at NYU, Leguizamo enrolled at LIU Post and the HB Studio, where he studied theater. In 1984, Leguizamo began performing stand-up comedy in New York City nightclubs. In 1987, he appeared in 2 productions at the Public Theater, including Puck in A Midsummer Night's Dream. In 1986, he made his television debut in a supporting role in Miami Vice. Shortly after this, he appeared as Luigi in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which was released in 1993, and in his vast filmography, his role as Luigi is simply a minor role in the early pages of his otherwise successful career. As Luigi, he starred alongside Bob Hoskins and was shown to have a romance with Daisy, played by Samantha Mathis. His character, Luigi, was also involved in saving the world from the evil King Koopa along with Mario, as they navigated through various dimensions and fought dinosaurs. Unlike Bob Hoskins, Leguizamo had a more positive experience with the film because his presence was important for the Latino community and their representation. To date, he has said that he loves the original film, and despite its shortcomings, it was groundbreaking. Post-Super Mario Bros. Release, his acting career took off with flying colors. Despite being unanimously regarded as a critical and financial failure, the movie launched his acting career in Hollywood and turned him into one of his most enduring characters. As a result, his career received a boost, enabling him to play more comedic roles in the years that followed. As of today, he has made more than 30 television appearances, produced more than 20 films and documentaries, and starred in more than 100 films. Along with writing and performing on the Broadway stage, he received 3 Tony Award nominations for his work on Freak in 1998, Sexaholics in 2002, and Morons in 2018. In the year 2018, we also saw him win a special Tony Award. Additionally, he was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for the Paramount miniseries Waco in 2018 and the Netflix original series When They See Us in 2019. ER, The Kill Point, Bloodline, and The Mandalorian are among his other recent acting credits. So it's pretty safe to say that the Super Mario Bros. Movie played a major role in kickstarting his career in Hollywood. Samantha Mathis, who played Princess Daisy. Coming to the woman who portrayed the heroine, Princess Daisy, the daughter of actor Donald Mathis and Austrian-born actress Bibi Besch, Mathis was born in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York City. When Mathis was 2 years old, her parents got divorced, and her mother pretty much raised her. At the age of 5, she moved to Los Angeles, California, with her mother. Besch made an effort to talk Mathis out of acting, although she grew up working on sets, in theaters, and in acting classes. Because of this, Mathis was certain that acting was what she wanted to do. At the young age of 12, she made the decision to pursue acting. Mathis started acting professionally at the age of 16, and in 1990's Pump Up the Volume, Mathis played Nora opposite Christian Slater in her first leading role in a feature film. Shortly after this, she played the role of Princess Daisy in the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie. This was quite early on in her career, and she only had a handful of films under her belt when she landed this role. However, surprisingly, despite the movie being an absolute bust, Samantha Mathis gained a cult following thanks to her portrayal of the lovely Princess Daisy. In fact, Daisy had a complicated and interesting storyline in this movie. Daisy is shown to be an archaeology student at NYU. However, not everything is as simple as it seems. Over the course of the film, it is revealed that Daisy is actually a descendant of the dinosaurs and the long-lost princess of the other dimension. Her father had been overthrown by the evil King Koopa, and she was subsequently brought to Brooklyn by her mother, who crossed dimensions to flee from Koopa's tyrannical rule. Daisy is a central figure in the film, even sharing a romance with Leguizamo's Luigi. After the Mario Bros. Movie, having gained a substantial cult following, she went on to have a strong run in Hollywood. River Phoenix and Mathis co-starred in the 1993 film called The Thing Called Love. She then made appearances in the 1995 film How to Make an American Quilt and the 1994 Little Women remake, both of which starred Winona Ryder. In 1996's Broken Arrow, directed by John Woo, Mathis once again acted alongside John Travolta and Christian Slater. After her mother passed away in 1996 from breast cancer, she took a little over a year's sabbatical from performing and acting, but she came back to acting soon after. Since then, Mathis has appeared in the 2000 movie version of Bret Easton Ellis's 1991 book of the same name, American Psycho. She appeared in the movies Attraction in 2000 and The Simian Line in 2002. Mathis was also notably chosen as SAG-AFTRA's National Vice President for Actors and Performers in October 2015, and she was re-elected in 2017 as well. She is also known for her whirlwind romance with the late actor River Phoenix. Lance Henriksen, the King. Actor Lance Henriksen played the role of the King, Princess Daisy's father, in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. He is well known for playing characters like Bishop in the Alien film franchise and Frank Black in the Fox television shows Millennium and The X-Files. He has also appeared in a number of science fiction, action, and horror movies. Henriksen comes from humble beginnings. He was born in Manhattan, New York, and his parents split when he was only 2 years old. He was raised by his mother and faced a lot of violence growing up. His childhood was rough, and the abuse at home at the hands of various relatives led to him leaving home at the young age of 12. Henriksen developed a reputation as a troublemaker in the numerous schools he attended as a child, and even spent time in a children's home. He dropped out of school after finishing first grade and remained illiterate until he was 30. From 1955 until 1958, he served in the U.S. Navy, rising to the rank of Petty Officer 3rd Class. It is after this that he started his acting career. When he was about 30 years old, he did his first theater job as a set designer, and because he created the set for a performance, he was given his first performing role. He'd been illiterate up until this point, but he taught himself to read around this period. With the aid of a friend, he recorded the entire script for his first role, memorizing everyone's part on top of his own. Soon after that, he received his actor's studio diploma and started working as an actor in New York City. In 1972's It Ain't Easy, Henriksen made his acting debut. Following that, he appeared in a number of minor roles in movies like Dog Day Afternoon, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Damien, Omen 2. It's interesting to note that James Cameron had originally imagined Henriksen, with whom he had collaborated on Piranha 2: The Spawning, playing the title character as a cyborg when he was writing The Terminator, which eventually came out in 1984. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger ultimately got that job, but Henriksen played the supporting character of Vukovic, a member of the Los Angeles Police Department, in the movie. Following this, he played the role of the King in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but it's not a notable landmark in his filmography. In fact, his role as the King doesn't even get a proper mention on his Wikipedia page. His career since then has been well cemented in Hollywood, with him even getting a People's Choice Award for his role in Millennium, along with being nominated for 3 Golden Globes. Later in his life, he also became a voice actor, lending his voice to projects like The Transformers and Disney's Tarzan. He continues to be a mainstay in horror films and has appeared in Jennifer's Body, Deserted, and Scream of the Banshee, to name a few. Recently, for his work in the 2020 movie Falling, he was nominated for a Canadian Screen Award for Best Actor at the 9th Canadian Screen Awards in 2021. Henriksen was also chosen to star in the upcoming American horror movie Awaken the Reaper in 2022. The movie is now in production in New York with a 2023 release date planned, so clearly Henriksen is nowhere near to stopping as far as acting is concerned. Dennis Hopper, King Koopa. Now it's time for the villains. The late actor and filmmaker Dennis Hopper played the role of the evil King Koopa. He was born all the way back in 1936. In the 1955 film Rebel Without a Cause and the 1956 picture Giant, Hopper made his acting debut with James Dean, an actor he greatly admired. He established himself on television throughout the course of the next 10 years, and by the end of the 1960s, he had appeared in a number of movies, including The Sons of Katie Elder and True Grit. In the 1960s, Hopper also started a successful and well-regarded photography career. Later, he dipped his toes into filmmaking with Easy Rider, which was released in 1969. Hopper and co-star Peter Fonda scripted the entire movie with Terry Southern, marking his debut as a director. The movie garnered Hopper nominations for the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay and the Best First Work Prize at the Cannes Film Festival. His role as King Koopa is but a blip in his long and illustrious acting and filmmaking career. King Koopa was the villain in the 1993 film and was the one who had overthrown Henriksen's king from the throne of the other dimension known as Dino Hatton, causing his wife and child, Princess Daisy, to flee to the human dimension. The story focuses on him since King Koopa wanted to use Princess Daisy to merge the two dimensions so that he could become the ruler of the entire world. The film ends with his defeat, but he puts up a decent fight against Mario, Luigi, and the princess. After he passed away in 2010, he was still seen on screen because 3 films that he had acted in were released posthumously. They include Alpha and Omega, released in 2010, The Other Side of the Wind, released in 2018, and The Last Film Festival, which was released in 2016. Fisher Stevens, Iggy Koopa. Fisher Stevens was born in the year 1963 in Chicago, Illinois. After his parents divorced when he was only 13 years old, he moved to New York with his mother. Stevens made his acting debut in the horror flick The Burning at the age of 16. He attended New York University for a year before deciding to focus only on acting. Soon, his acting career flourished after he co-founded the Naked Angels Theater Company with his friends. American actor, director, producer, and writer Fisher Stevens is most well known as an actor for his roles as Ben in the films Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2, Chuck Fishman in the television show Early Edition from the 1990s, and the evil computer expert Eugene the Plague Belford in the film Hackers. His list of achievements, however, doesn't end there. On NBC's The Blacklist, he plays Marvin Gerard. His most recent achievements include becoming the recipient of the Independent Spirit Award for Best Documentary Feature in 2008 for Crazy Love, and the 2010 Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature for The Cove. Additionally, on October 21, 2016, National Geographic and the Toronto International Film Festival both screened his documentary Before the Flood. Currently, on the HBO satire drama series Succession, he plays Hugo Baker and was promoted to a series regular in Season 3. As far as his role in the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Film is concerned, he played the role of Iggy Koopa, King Koopa's cousin and henchman. In his role, Stevens has been seen kidnapping Princess Daisy at the behest of King Koopa and dragging her to the other dimension. While they succeed in their mission of kidnapping the princess, Iggy and his companion Spike lose the important piece of meteorite rock that Daisy would have to use to merge the worlds and fulfill King Koopa's evil plans. A classic example of a bumbling henchman, this movie is not really a notable part of Fisher Stevens' filmography. Richard Edson, Spike Koopa. Richard Edson plays the role of Spike Koopa in the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Film. He acts as Iggy's partner in crime as they kidnap Princess Daisy at the behest of King Koopa. Edson was born in 1954 to a Jewish family in New Rochelle, New York. His father, Arnold, was one of the first Marine captains to land on Guadalcanal in August 1942. Edson was one of 4 kids growing up and had 2 sisters and 1 brother. His father started making toys after the war, and Marion, his mother, is a retired teacher who lives in New Rochelle. His career in showbiz began with music. Richard was a founding member of the Altar Boys, a San Francisco art rock group, in 1979. He played the drums for Conk and served as Sonic Youth's original drummer from 1981 to 1982. Edson quit Sonic Youth following the release of their self-titled first EP in order to perform with Conk exclusively. Additionally, Edson played the trumpet with the San Francisco band The Offs on their self-titled album from 1984. Edson has worked as an actor since leaving the music industry, making appearances in more than 35 films. He played a dishonest parking garage attendant in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which was released in 1986, a newspaper vendor in Desperately Seeking Susan, Richie in Howard the Duck, Eddie in Jim Jarmusch's cult classic Stranger Than Paradise, the gambling character Billy Maharg in 8 Men Out, and the title character in Joey Breaker. Further, 3 Raphael Najari-directed films also starred Edson in the leading role, including The Shade in 1999, I Am Josh Polonsky's Brother in 2001, and Apartment Number 5C in 2002. His appearance as Spike Koopa in Super Mario Bros. Is a small part of his otherwise strong run in Hollywood. He has since appeared in television and in commercials. Fiona Shaw, Lena. Irish actress Fiona Shaw works in both theatre and film. She has garnered multiple honours for her significant work with the Royal Shakespeare Company and the National Theatre, including 2 Laurence Olivier Awards, a BAFTA Award, 3 Primetime Emmy Award nominations, and a Tony Award. She is highly known for her work with these organizations. She was ranked number 29 on the Irish Times list of the country's top movie actors in 2020. In 2001, Queen Elizabeth II appointed her an honorary commander of the Order of the British Empire. Fiona Shaw's character is a supporting one in the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie. Shaw plays the role of Lena, evil King Koopa's wife. As Lena, she tries to snag the meteorite chunk from the Mario brothers in the film. Later in the film, after being electrocuted and going insane, she attempts to reconnect the worlds, but her scheme fails and she's killed by the stone's power. Fiona Shaw has had an incredibly successful acting career. She played Petunia Dursley in the Harry Potter film series, which is likely her best-known role to date. In addition, she played major parts in the movies My Left Foot, released in 1989, Persuasion, released in 1995, Jane Eyre, released in 1996, The Tree of Life, released in 2011, Colette, released in 2018, and Enola Holmes in the year 2020. Clearly, she's an unstoppable force in the acting world. Her portrayals as Hedda Hopper in the HBO film RKO 281 from 1999 and Marnie Stonebrook in the HBO series True Blood brought her much notoriety and fame as well. She also drew praise for her performance as Carolyn Martins in the BBC series Killing Eve, for which she was nominated for 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series and won the 2019 BAFTA TV Award for Best Supporting Actress. She was also nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series for her work as a counselor in Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Fleabag. She most recently appeared in the Disney Plus series Andor, as well as the BBC One series Baptiste. Mojo Nixon, Toad. Another minor character, Mojo Nixon played the role of Toad in Super Mario Bros. Mojo Nixon, an American musician and actor born in North Carolina in 1957, is best known for the irreverent, lighthearted novelty song Elvis is Everywhere, which was a favorite on MTV's alternative channel. His aesthetic might be categorized as psychobilly, a musical subgenre that combines punk rock and rockabilly. Although he is a musician by training and profession, he also tried his hand at acting. Nixon made his acting debut in the 1989 Jerry Lee Lewis biopic Great Balls of Fire as drummer James Van Eaton. Nixon then made further appearances in 5 movies during the 90s, including Super Mario Bros. And Car 54 Where Are You?, which was released a year after the Mario movie. His role in Super Mario Bros. Was that of a Dino Hatton resident, Toad. Toad is described as a street performer and ardent opponent of President Koopa, who sings anti-Koopa songs in rebellion and lists all the terrible things he has done to their planet. He starts out as a Dino Hattonite with a punk-inspired style and appearance, including a buzz cut with a distinctive spiral design. However, he is permanently changed by King Koopa early in the movie into a Goomba, a monstrous and devolved being. Toad is largely seen voicing his discontent with King Koopa and later even helping Princess Daisy, Mario, and Luigi in their quest to take down the evil king and save both dimensions. It's worth noting here that even in most of his acting appearances, he seems to play the role of some kind of musician. His career didn't stop with the commercial and critical failure of Super Mario Bros., and he went on to try his hand at voice acting. Sheriff Lester T. Hobbs, a persistent foe in the video game Redneck Rampage, was voiced by Nixon in 1997. 2 of his tracks are included on the official Psychobilly soundtrack for the game. He has, however, largely retired from acting, and Nixon is currently the host of The Loon in the Afternoon radio show on SiriusXM and has essentially stopped performing live and recording as well. Francesca P. Roberts, Big Bertha. Despite having grown up in New Orleans, Louisiana, Francesca P. Roberts was born in Los Angeles, California in 1953. She's the daughter of Bobby Ray Lewis Roberts Sr. and Margaret B. Roberts. She performed on stage at the Group Repertory Theater in North Hollywood, the Free Southern Theater in New Orleans, the Resetta Mega Theater, and the Touchstone Group in Hollywood. In fact, before making her first appearance on television, Roberts was initially involved in stage work. Roberts made her debut on television in 1979's Starsky and Hutch. However, she only had a brief part. Later, she went on to make her debut in a movie, Inside Moves, starring John Savage, premiering in 1980. She would go on to make multiple TV cameos in shows like Private Benjamin, a TV adaptation of the same-named movie, and Fame, in which she would play major supporting roles. She is a well-known American film and television actress who is most known for her roles as Big Bertha in the live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie in 1993, Anita Craig in the ABC sitcom Baby Talk from 1991 to 92, and Anna May in Frank's Place. In fact, her role in Super Mario Bros. Is actually an important part of her filmography. She played the much-loved role of Big Bertha. She plays the role of the Boom Boom Bar's bouncer, and she is decked up in a heavy, spiked red leather suit. Interestingly, the fish from Super Mario Bros. 3 is the inspiration for Big Bertha's name and design. Similar to how the fish is portrayed in the Nintendo Comics system, Big Bertha from the movie is also shown to be attracted to Mario romantically, and even kisses him during their last encounter in the film. All in all, Roberts is still remembered for the role she played in the 1993 movie. Now, whether this is a good thing or a bad thing is for you, the audience, to decide. Don Lake, Sergeant Simon. Last but not least, we have Don Lake, who played the character of Sergeant Simon. In the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie, Sergeant Simon, who leads the Dino Hatton police force, is a side character. When Mario and Luigi are first detained and brought into the police station in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Sergeant Simon makes his first appearance. He asks the brothers about their names and is understandably perplexed by the fact that their last names are Mario when he gets there. He witnesses the brothers being questioned by President Koopa and uses a stun gun to knock Mario out before leading the brothers to the Devo chamber. During the brothers' escape from the room, Mario punches him to the ground. He uses video chat to converse with Koopa throughout the movie, and near the end, he takes Lena's meteorite piece to give to King Koopa. He was interestingly not mentioned by name in the film, but the credits confirm his role as Sergeant Simon. Apart from Super Mario Bros., Don Lake has had an extensive career in film and TV. Canadian actor, author, and television producer, Donald Lake was born in 1956. He is a close friend and Bonnie Hunt's partner in creative endeavors, and filmmaker Christopher Guest frequently uses him in his casting decisions. He was praised for his humorous work in a role he played on The Bonnie Hunt Show. Additionally, he appeared in the comedies Corner Gas, the movie, Dumb and Dumber 2, Hot Shots, and Police Academy. Along with more serious parts in Super Mario Bros. And Terminator 2 Judgment Day, he also provided the voice of Stu Hops in Zootopia. On The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he also goes by the name of Dr. Carl Whitehorn. He also had an appearance in the Space Force comedy series on Netflix. The new Super Mario movie promises to be a lot more exciting. Many of us have long held Super Mario close to our hearts since the game is a part of our core memories from childhood. This is also why everyone was so excited about the live-action movie in 1993, and the disappointment stung so badly when that one flopped. So will the new Super Mario movie be any different? Well, we think it will be. The reason for this is plain and simple. This time, they're staying true to the original Super Mario Bros. Nintendo, in partnership with Illumination, is bringing its A-game with the animated Super Mario Bros. Movie. Not only does the movie star legends like Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anna Taylor-Joy, and Jack Black as part of its voice cast, it's also committed to the vision of the game's creator, Shigeru Miyamoto. The look and feel are similar to that of the game, but the animation is, of course, way better. The visuals of the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser and his army of Koopas, and of course, Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach are an absolute pleasure to the eyes. It allows us to just sit back and enjoy a nice blast from the past as the film transports us right back to our childhood, making us feel like we're just kids again with that Nintendo controller in our hands. Now let's talk about the trailer. We must say the trailer really gave us hope for the film. It begins with Mario approaching what appears to be a stadium in the Congo jungle and getting ready to battle Donkey Kong, only to have the tie-wearing gorilla disgrace him. The movie's premise is then further revealed in the trailer as we find out that Bowser has abducted Mario's sibling Luigi. This prompts Princess Peach to ask Mario to join her in defending the Mushroom Kingdom. And of course, just like that, we witness the well-known figure try and fail to complete the very recognizable obstacle course. The video game references continue in the next montage of Mario, Peach, and Toad's amazing journey, which features Cheep Cheeps, Tanuki suits, fire flowers, and colorful Yoshis galloping through the jungle. The trailer ends with a tribute to Mario Kart, in which Mario is shown at the head of a fleet of characters, including Peach, Toad, and Donkey Kong, driving along Rainbow Road with his trademark Wahoo! This trailer has gotten fans super hyped up, and if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. The recently released Super Mario Bros. Movie had fans extremely worked up. The fact that it's animated is definitely a relief to all those who watched the flop live-action movie all those years ago. There is some controversy around the casting, but aside from that, it seems like this film will live up to the expectations of the fans. Are you excited to watch the new movie? Let us know in the comments section below.
Together, we are going to stop that monster.